GMAT stands for the Graduate Management Admission Test. It is a standardized test which you will have to take before applying to a business school. More than 7,000 programs at approximately 2,300 business schools worldwide accept the GMAT scores. The test provides business schools with standard measures of applicants' preparedness for graduate level academic work. And that's not all. Did you know your GMAT score holds the highest amount of weightage in your MBA application process? Thus, scoring a 740 plus on the test will boost your chances of getting into a top business school. So if you are planning to take the GMAT, then this video is for you. Hi guys, and welcome back to our channel. In this video, we are going to talk about the GMAT, its different sections, what does it test, how is it scored, and much more. Before moving forward, don't forget to subscribe to our channel to get the latest information on GMAT preparation and MBA admissions. So let's get started. GMAT is administered by GMAC and is a computer adaptive test. The testing software adapts to your performance as you progress through the test. Thus, your performance on each question will determine the difficulty level of the next few questions. The total time to take the test is under 3.5 hours, including 2 optional 8 minutes break. The test consists of 4 sections: analytical writing assessment, integrated reasoning, quantitative and verbal. Here is the number of questions, question types and duration for each section. Let's dive into each section now. This section tests your command of standard written English, your ability to read critically and analyze arguments. It aims to test the ability to comprehend the written material and understand the logical relationship. There are 3 subsections in verbal. Sentence correction tests your ability to express an idea in a logical and grammatically correct fashion. The test presents 5 ways to express an idea and asks you to choose the answer choice that produces the most effective representation. Critical reasoning tests your ability to evaluate, strengthen or weaken an argument, formulate a plan of action, or draw inferences based on a given prompt. Like SC, the CR section contains multiple choice questions. Reading comprehension includes 200 to 400 word passages from which you need to draw inferences, understand author's main point, identify details and rules of various aspects of the passage. Each passage contains 3 or 4 multiple choice questions. Here are a few topics that you can expect on the test. The GMAT Quant section is designed to test your analytical knowledge of basic math concepts including geometry, arithmetic, and algebra. It aims to measure your ability to reason mathematically, interpret graphic data, and solve quantitative problems. There are 2 types of questions in Quant. Data sufficiency, which consists of a problem statement followed by 2 factual statements. You must decide whether the statement given is sufficient to answer the question in the problem statement. Approximately 11 to 13 questions are there. Problem-solving questions consist of topics such as arithmetic, algebra, geometry, and more. Approximately 18 to 20 questions are there. Here are a few topics that you can expect on the test. The analytical writing section helps business schools test your writing and analytical skills. This section measures your ability to analyze an argument and communicate your ideas or thoughts. When scoring this section, you need to make sure that you identify and examine parts of the case, develop and organize your ideas logically and thoughtfully, and connect your statements with clear transition. At last, the integrated reasoning section. This section consists of data presented in graphs, tables, passages, or a combination of the 3. It measures your ability to access information presented in multiple formats. The IR section tests both verbal and quantitative skills. Thus, you must prepare well for the verbal and quant section of the GMAT first. There are 4 different types of questions. 2-part analysis. These questions are in the form of 2 questions that relate to the same information. 5 or 6 answer choices follow the questions, and the answers to each of the 2 questions may be same or different. Multi-source reasoning. These questions have multiple tags that have inputs in them. These questions are more like critical reasoning questions. Graphic interpretation. Here, you must analyze the information given on a graph or a chart and use it to solve the given questions. Table analysis. You are presented with a sort of table with 3 questions. You must be able to differentiate between useful and non-useful data. Since July 11, 2017, GMAT test takers have the option to select the order of the test in 3 possibilities. Now that you are aware of the topics covered in each section, let's look at how is GMAT scored. The GMAT score range varies from 200 to 800 in 10-point increments. Here is how each section of the GMAT is scored. Keep in mind that the IR and AWA section do not get factored into your total GMAT score. Thus, your total GMAT score is a combination of quant and verbal scores. Then why are the IR and the AWA section part of the exam? Do they matter for the MBA admissions? Yes, they do. Check out the link to our article in the description where we discuss its importance and how a low score in IR and AW could hurt your chances of getting into your targeted business school. GMAT is a test of high-order reasoning skills. This test is taken by 200,000 plus people every year, and the average score at top business schools is 720 plus. Just to tell you the significance of this score, only 6% of the test takers score 720 or above in the test. Here are some reasons why this test is a tough nut to crack. There is no minimum academic qualification or work experience required to take the GMAT. Also, all nationalities can take the GMAT. When it comes to age as eligibility factor, if you're 13 years or above, you can take the test. There is no upper limit on age. However, if your age is between 13 and 17 years, you need your parent or legal guardian to sign the permission letter to allow you to take the test. One thing that you need to keep in mind is that there is a limit on the number of attempts. Here are the conditions to take the GMAT. You can take the test once every 16 calendar days, not more than 5 attempts in 12 months, not more than 8 attempts in a lifetime, and if you score GMAT 800, you must wait at least 5 years for your next attempt. GMAT has launched an online alternative to the exam called the GMAT Online Exam, which will allow you to take the test at home. The decision to launch this alternative came into picture because of the GMAT test center closure due to COVID-19 outbreak. This exam is available until December 31st, 2020 and can be taken 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can even schedule an appointment 24 hours before your preferred slot. One of the key differences between GMAT Online and in-center test format is that there is no AWA section for the GMAT Online exam. Also, the section order of the GMAT Online exam is fixed as follows. There is no change in the number and the type of questions. The first thing that comes to anybody's mind is to opt for the GMAT official guide. But is this resource good enough to achieve your targeted score? One of the major disadvantages of only preparing through GMAT official guide is that it includes mostly easy and medium questions. Also, it is advisable not to depend on one resource for GMAT prep. The two most prominent ways to prepare for the GMAT is through GMAT books or online GMAT courses. However, in our experience, most students go for GMAT books but eventually opt for online preparation courses. We talked to numerous GMAT test takers to understand why they prefer online preparation courses over GMAT books, and here are few reasons. Less time to consume, easier to focus, online content is more up to date, and GMAT is an online test, so it's better to train yourself on computer during your preparation. You will have to pay at least $250 in the registration fee. However, the GMAT cost will be more than just the registration fee, and it will differ from country to country. Why is that though? The GMAT registration fee is more than $250 in a lot of countries, and other services like rescheduling, cancellation, ESR, additional score report cost extra. For example, the GMAT registration fee in India is $250, whereas in the US it's $275, and in few European countries it's $285. A good score is the one which will make your application competitive based on your profile in your applicant pool. Also, the answer to this question depends on which business school you are targeting. Our experts have laid down a 5-step process to identify a good GMAT score for you. Check out the link in the description to know in detail. A high GMAT score can also help you get a scholarship. However, scholarship committees do not list a minimum score to guarantee a scholarship, but a high score can increase your chances of getting one. Now that you have an idea about the GMAT exam, the two most common questions that we get asked are how to score high on the test and how to overcome a low score. You can check out the answer to both the questions in our articles. The links are in the description. Also check out some of our articles on how to prepare for the GMAT by visiting our blog. Thank you for watching the video and stay tuned for more videos on GMAT and MBA admissions. In the meantime, get free GMAT preparation resources by signing up for a free trial. Link in the description. Feel free to like, share and comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Stay safe and happy learning.